calling the crisis Biden's border bloodbath, rightfully so. An issue which has only gotten worse since Biden took office, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. Joining us to discuss is Terrell County, Texas Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland and Goliad County, Texas Sheriff Roy Boyd. Sheriffs, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Roy, I'm going to start with you here. Look, he's labeled it, Trump, master at marketing, the border crisis, Biden's bloodbath here. What do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, it's a great play on words. I mean, but it's the truth. When you look at the number of people dying from fentanyl deaths and the number of people dying at the hands of illegal aliens across the United States of America, you know, what President Trump says is ringing true in the communities that we serve. That's for sure.
Sheriff Cleveland, what do you think about those comments? Because again, we saw President Trump doing something again that he's done before, something that is used against him. He spins it around, and he doesn't just do a cute little marketing stunt, which he's great at, but to Sheriff Boyd's point, he got it right on the head. Now, do you think this is something that the Biden administration can continue to hide from anymore, or do you think President Trump's focus on it is only going to shine a spotlight on something that the Democrats are trying to dim?
You know, I do think it's going to shine a spotlight on it. And as Sheriff Boyd said, you look at the number of fentanyl deaths, each year over the last 3 years, they continue to increase. You look at those that have died crossing our borders. Heck, in my county alone, historically one death a year. The last 3 years, we've had 37. It just continues to go on. And unfortunately, like I say often, we've got another 9 months of this, but it can be stopped with President Trump coming into office, bringing back the migrant protection protocol, holding Mexico's feet to the fire, and that will have an immediate impact.
Sheriff Boyd, I'd love to get your take on the former president calling illegals who've come into this country and committed heinous crimes like murder. He called them animals. Not all illegals that come through here. He has a point, don't you think?
Well, I'll say this. Every person, I don't care where you're from, I don't care what you've done, everybody is made in the image of God. Sure, technically, I guess we're all animals, but I believe that he's probably characterizing the behavior of certain individuals that are coming across. But everybody's made in the image of God, and everybody deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. And so as law enforcement, we have to be very careful with the way that we deal with people and the way that we demonize them sometimes, because, yes, we have to uphold the law. We put people in jail, but we still have to treat them as human beings.
Very well said. I want to turn to something that has become another massive issue for Americans, something you just don't even think about, but all of a sudden we're hearing the word everywhere: squatters. Former President Trump speaking about the issue at his rally last night as well. Watch.
There's now an epidemic of illegal squatters throughout our country. They're trying to steal American homes by exploiting Marxist laws in Democrat-run cities. I mean, they're actually going into a house and you can't get them out. That's in Democrat-run. It's not working in Republican-run cities. That's why, as president, I will establish a federal task force to use every authority that we have at our disposal to end squatting in America. Squatting's a big deal. It sounds like a little bit of a weird topic, but it's not. It's a very bad thing.
Sheriff Cleveland, your thoughts about squatting. We know that Texas Governor Greg Abbott also is bringing awareness to combat the issue. You can see here what he's saying about it. But it seems like it shouldn't be that hard to turn around. These laws came about in the 1800s. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis already said, okay, enough with that, and it's no longer legal. What do you think?
And it doesn't matter if it's squatting, if it's what we've seen recently from judges and courts now allowing illegal aliens to carry firearms. We've seen judges releasing illegal aliens out in El Paso, up in New York, that have, fought some of our law enforcement. It's time that we change our laws. It's time that we use complementing authorities. Sheriff Boyd and I were just talking about this yesterday. That there's some sheriffs in Texas opposed to giving Border Patrol agents peace officer authority. And, the cartels are steps ahead of us. They're light years ahead of us. It's time that we catch up. We share our authorities. We complement each other. And, we put an end to what's going on, not just along our border, but also within our cities.
Sheriff Boyd, can you talk about the numbers of migrants coming through right now? Is it getting worse and worse? We know as the weather gets warmer, they're expecting to see a surge down there at the southern border. What are you seeing?
I'm sure that it's going to continue to increase as things get warmer. But all you have to do is look at the last 6 months in the Rio Grande Valley sector, Border Patrol. You know, their three biggest stations down there have apprehended just under 100,000 people in the last 6 months. That's a phenomenal number. You look at our county, I mean, Goliad, we have 7,012 people in the entire county. Our crime rate is up 344% since Joe Biden took office compared to when Trump was in office. I mean, there's a huge surge of crime. There's a continuing surge of illegal alien traffic coming through, and the transnational criminal organizations that have got a foothold in all of our communities and are terrorizing the people throughout South Texas.
Just incredible to hear these stories again and again, and things only continue to get worse under President Biden. Hence, Biden's border bloodbath, coined by former President Trump. We'll see how it plays out. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, Sheriff Roy Boyd, we appreciate your insights. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.